Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a warning upon our election of 2020. The biggest voting fraud is coming. The Democrats, the leftists, the socialists, is paying this organization in Chicago and around the world, as well the rich elites, to pay these migrants to come to our country. The fact is out there. People, you're talking about voting fraud? This is the biggest voting fraud. Illegal immigrants, non-citizens of America, will be voting. The biggest crime will be voting fraud. This is what the Democrats, the socialists, the leftists want. They are determined to pay these people to vote in our election. They're willing to commit murder to have these people vote. "2020, in my last video, the show 2020, it states what it says about next year. The numbers. This is the reason why these migrants, illegals, are coming in hundreds a day. This is why they want open borders. They don't care about the sanctuary cities. They just want these people's votes. The biggest vote fraud will be from the illegal immigrants, the migrants. And they're pushing it deeper and deeper. They're pursuing to impeach Trump, to allow these immigrants to vote in our election. It shouldn't be this way. There's multiple proofs, there's multiple evidence that leads to this crime within the Democrats, the leftists, the socialists. If we don't stop this voting fraud coming next year, you will be controlled. People's not listening to the truth. these migrants, these illegal immigrants, are getting paid to come vote in our country with no proof of citizenship, with no proof of being born on a military base, with no documents. With nothing. With no, how can I say this? With no rights to based upon abiding by the laws of our country. The biggest crime is coming next year, November of 2020. And all you idiots think there's nothing's going to happen. Pay attention to the voting fraud that's coming to our country. A little over a year, say 18 months. The voting fraud is upon us. I know, little one. Watch the fraud of voting in our election. I don't see how any government from any country will allow this with intent to commit criminal offense through voting fraud. I don't think that migrants, undocumented, non-citizens of Americans of this country should vote. It's known that's their intent to do. They know if they can destroy our voting, this country will be destroyed. This is a warning. Voting fraud is coming to our country in 2020. And these politicals talk about voting fraud, miscounts. This is going to be the biggest criminal voting offense of all of American history. No political of other countries would allow this to happen. Democrats, the leftists, the socialists, is committing the biggest crime of our country. Voting fraud is coming next year. Wake up. Final warning to the biggest crime of our country. Love you. Peace.